Armagh star Aimee Mackin joins us right now to launch the John West Féile 21. No player left behind this year is the message, as the John West Féile moves to under 15 level and is open to every club across the country. The 2021 John West Féile na Gael hurling and camogie events will take place on August 21st. The Feile na Nog football competitions will take place a week later on August the 28th. And I'm delighted to say 2020 Footballer of the Year Aimee Mackin is with us. Aimee, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Did you play Feile, or were you too good and therefore playing senior by that stage?
No, I was lucky enough, I played on 3 Feile teams and also hosted it on the young club, so I have a great experience with the Feile, and I know John West are doing great work at the minute to help promote our sport even further at grassroots level and encourage healthy eating and nutrition to help fuel athletes as well.
What are your memories of Feile?
Well, actually, we had a Feile in Derry and we got to the Feile final, and we were actually playing Ashton Maloney's club. They give us a good going over, so we got beat in the final, but it was a great experience. And coming up against Ashton Maloney now, against Tipperary, is something that you never forget, and it's the type of thing that you meet these players when you're under 14 or 15, and then to see us playing against each other at senior level, it's nice.
When they gave you good going over, was that like absolute devastation, the worst thing that's ever happened, or were you kind of delighted to have played so many games in such a short space of time and reached the final? What's your recollection about how emotionally invested everybody was? Yeah,
no, I think at that age the Feile was your All Ireland. It was your Ulster final, as such. That's the way it is for us now. When you're that age, that's the one thing that you have in your mind, that you want to play during the summer. You want to get to the Feile competition. It's a great experience. It was a great weekend. It's stuff we are always talking about to this day. My brothers were lucky enough to play, so we got down on a few trips as well. So I think it's a great experience for your community. I know when we were going, I think we were in Derry and Leitrim. There was a bus load from our community all going down and heading down and making a great weekend from it. So apart from the football side of things, obviously when you're playing, it's as serious as any match. But outside of the football, it's just a great experience for all the young players and the families and the communities.
Yeah, and my recollection, I was never good enough to play in a team, and we never had a team that qualified, but I was young on a team, or my dad was the mentor of a team, and I remember going and like that, everybody, I was 7, so obviously I was the mascot holding the flag in the parade. I remember the parade, and I remember the fact that it takes over the whole town.
Yeah. Well, actually, we were lucky enough. We won, there's a Best Dressed award at the parade, so we had won it a few times as well, because we were all dressed in the same kit and just sort of looked professional. But yeah, even that side of things, you just getting to meet people, and we're still meeting people today that we met years back at the Feile, and you still have their memories, and we all shared them memories, so it gives us a chance to look back and talk about them and reminisce all the time. So yeah, they're lovely memories and ones we'll never forget.
How much have those people from that community stayed in touch with you over the last little while, given, I guess, your profile has, gone to a whole other level over the course of the last couple of seasons? Are they in touch, or do you get a sense that they're proud of what you're doing, especially on an inter-county level?
Yeah, definitely. I'm still in touch with people from clubs that hosted us and families that hosted myself. They're still getting in contact and sending me messages about matches that are happening today and wishing me good luck and stuff like that. So that's the nice part of Feile, and I think that's the nice part of the GAA community in general. I think we tend to stick together no matter if there's rivalries within our own counties or whatever. So it's a nice environment to be involved in.
How are you enjoying your football at the moment? Because it seems like you've picked up this year where you left off last year.
Yeah, I think the weather makes everyone enjoy it a wee bit more. You can't be playing in the sunshine at championship season. So yeah, we're all enjoying it. I think when you're winning, you're enjoying your football even more. So that's just what we're looking to do, is win matches and take each match as it comes. We're not looking too far ahead.
What were you working on last year in terms of your own individual skill set? We're very interested in like the actual mechanics of training and how the best players continue to get better. So what are you doing in training to improve your kicking, improve your catching, improve your hand passing? Like what specific things are you working on?
Yeah, I don't think it's too complicated. I think it's just repeating the skill over and over and over again. I think when you do it many times, you tend to get a wee bit better at it. So that's literally it. Simply just working on the basic skills. And I think when you watch other footballers, like when I was young, I would have been watching plenty of matches, and you take wee snippets of the top forwards' games and how they might kick the ball, what way they do it, outside the boot, inside of the boot. So when I was younger, I was probably worked on that sort of technique side a lot more, and then I'm still developing that now. But it's maybe a wee bit easier now that I practiced when I was younger. So yeah, it's just basics, just repeating and over again, and just trying new things. I like sort of being a wee bit off the cuff and trying something different.
What's your go-to drill, for example, then, if you just want to get that repetition going?
Well, like shooting, it would just be simply just shooting, whether it be pressured shooting or free kick practice. It would just be sort of more laid back. It wouldn't be as structured as a drill as such, because in a match you're not really going to be having cones lined out, so it's really unstructured sort of play. Just sort of kicking to a target, trying to aim for something specific in the net and just imagine it sort of thing. It's not really outlined on the pitch as such. It's just in my head. I'll create a scenario, play through it and try to put the ball over the bar in the net.
And is that like before and after Armagh training? Are your teammates helping you create that scenario, or are these on your off days from inter-county training?
No, well, some of it will be in training, during training, in between drills. I might just pick up a football and do a wee bit of shooting, and then after training I would do the same. But on off days there is times that I go down to my club pitch and just do the same. But then off days sometimes you don't want to see a football.
What is your position at the moment, Aimee? Because obviously you're wearing 13. I think obviously the kind of the headline score from the weekend came from the left flank, with kind of the outside of the boot, and then the score against Monaghan, or the assist against Monaghan, came from the right side, but from a similarly deep position. So what sort of role are you playing at the moment?
Yeah, just the same role as last year. It's sort of in the full forward line, and just we're sort of lucky enough that our manager, he sort of lets us be creative on our own. You know, I think as a forward you can't be too structured, as I say. It's more off the cuff and working off other people. So I think that's what we do well, is like the assist. I think Caroline spotted a gap that the full forward line had come out, and she spotted that there was a gap, so she made the run in. But I think it's just playing off the cuff. Yeah, and just it's never a set position I want to be in. It's just always movement, and wherever I end up I try to do my best.
And when she spots the spot in the full forward line, is she shouting to you to play the ball in?
I think she might have raised her hand, but I think Caroline is probably one of the best fielders in the game throughout Ireland. So I knew when she was one-on-one that she would take a good beating to win in the air. So I just sort of launched it into her and hoped for the best. And you know, when she got it in her hand, she was going to put it in the net.
When you were talking earlier about watching forwards and trying to take specific bits from their games, were there any particular forwards when you were growing up that you were watching going, that's the one, or I'm picking, like, is it Colin Cooper? Was it Stevie McDonald? Who were the forwards that you were looking at?
Yeah, well, I think when I was growing up, Armagh men and the ladies team were doing well, so we had a lot of influences.
Oh, we've just lost your sound there, Aimee. There's a bit of mute. No, we're gone there.
Hello?
Yeah, we're back now there, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so growing up we would have watched Armagh men and followed them throughout all the Ulster finals, and
Just been watching.
You're back again there, yeah?
Back, yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been watching Aimee Mackin, Steve McDonald, and as you say, Colin Cooper. They were probably the top players in the county at that stage. And you would have been watching the matches, and at half time, me and my brothers and sisters probably would have went out and were straight away practicing recreating a goal or recreating a score that had just happened. But Colin Cooper as well was probably a big one, just because he was left footer and sort of easier to watch what he would be kicking with, because I knew I'd be doing the same.
And are there forwards in the game today who you're watching going, I'm going to have a little bit of that? Is that how that works as well, just to kind of keep you sharp and make sure?
Yeah, still. Yeah, exactly. I think it doesn't change just because I'm older. there's still I need to learn, practicing my skills even more and keep progressing it even further. I think when you watch David Clifford, there's always a highlight after each game of what he has done. So I think he'd be definitely one of the top ones to keep watching. And I sort of like the way he does sort of stuff off the cuff, and he's always surprising defenders. So that's sort of the ones I like to see and like to try.
When you're talking about trying off the cuff stuff yourself, is that you try it in training 3 or 4 times before you bring it to a match, or do you just make sure that your skill set is so honed in training that whenever the idea comes to you in the middle of a match, you're ready to go with it?
Yeah, no, I think it's exactly there what you said. I think it's just practicing my skills. I think over the years you probably get, it's just an instinctive reaction to do the off the cuff stuff. You can't really, it's a hard thing to train. And so I think for me it's just about improving my skill set to know that when I am going to try something, that it's going to pay off. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes it doesn't pay off and a defender can catch you out, but it's just about taking a risk and hoping it works out for you.
Yeah, the ability to take risks is one of the most important things in sport, because otherwise you become predictable. The buzz in Armagh at the moment, notwithstanding the fact that the men are out after the weekend, must be pretty good, because the style of play that both teams have is very expressive. It's free scoring. It's exactly what kids want to watch. It's, I presume, exactly what players want to play in. Is there a sense that football in the county is on a bit of a high, notwithstanding the fact that the men are out?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think last week, obviously we were both playing on Saturday, and there was obviously a big hype last week, all week. Just with both games being played, everyone was just looking forward to both. I know the men's team have been doing well over the last couple of months, and it's exciting to watch. And I think people are saying the exact same about our game. We're just exciting to watch. I think that's the most important. We all want to watch football to get excited, and that's why we love it. So I think that was the most important thing, that people are enjoying it. And I suppose it does give the county a lift when the team's doing well or are working hard. I think that's a big thing, when to see a team working hard, and they're going to do everything for the jersey. So it's nice to see, and I suppose it's nice to hear around even our community that people are taking interest, and they're just looking forward to the next game. That's what you always hear. They're saying, I can't wait to get to the next one. I can't wait to go again. So it's always nice.
Aimee, good stuff. Thanks a million for joining us this morning. Cheers.
No problem.
That's
no problem. Bye.
Aimee Mackin there, talking to us about the John West Féile, which obviously is on over the coming weeks, and those memories, I think, are the type of memories that people never really forget. 32 minutes past 9 this morning.